Okay, so this journey has been almost completed, but it cannot be finished without me interviewing my friend Yorgos Stratoudakis, whom I know since our high school days. So we are here in the suburbs of Lisbon, and we are going to interrogate each other. Okay, so Yorgo, thank you very much for the hospitality and for receiving me and making this stay in Lisbon very pleasant. So I have some questions for you, and you are also Greek, so I would like to ask you, how do you experience your Greek background living here in Lisbon, in Portugal?
Okay. First, welcome. And it's not hospitality, just sharing our space. It's very nice. And my my Greekness and how do I use it? Actually, what is my Greekness? I'm not even sure anymore what is my Greekness. If I would have to define it, is my Greek family, my Greek school, a lot, uh, some contacts in the university or during swimming, and some indirect appearances in the way. So, but little else. So, one indirect funny thing is that I hated philosophy at school, and then I'm reading Thucydides and Aristotle in Portuguese 30 years later. So, if this is Greekness, I don't know, or the way some of the people that influenced me, one is Greek, but I don't think he influenced me because he's Greek, but through Greek, because he only wrote in Greek and German, so if I didn't know Greek, I couldn't be able to
Who is that?
understand him.
I think
It's
Cornelius.
Cornelius,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. This
So,
is Greek, German philosopher.
so, and how does it influence me on my everyday? I don't know, and I don't really, I don't try to attribute it to Greekness. It's something that is part of me, and do I transmit it to my family? Not necessarily. The relation with Greece to the kids, I would have liked to have the language, and I failed. I think we have managed, mainly with the help of Clara, to give them an interest. They are not Greek; they are Portuguese, but they have a special interest for Greece, and I think it will be lifelong. And I think this we have succeeded to have it. And that's about it.
And when is home for you?
Where is home for me? It's not a city or a country anymore. It's easy. I think it's just anywhere where I feel comfortable with my loved ones. And stuff. And it's here now. It's an Avisos. It's home in Algiers, but it could be also in the future Crete or Azores or Galicia. It doesn't really need to be something geographically defined.
And then, what do you think about my journey? How did you find this?
Yes. So the first time you said it, I wasn't even sure if you were going to do it. When I realized you were going to do it, I thought it was something unusual and interesting and unpleasant if you would succeed it, because it will end up like this somehow, and we would have time to be together. I wasn't sure I was understanding why you were doing it, but it didn't matter to me. And the way you started building it was making sense. It was coherent. It was coherent. So And then it was risky, so it was also giving some satisfaction to see that you were managing to do it. Plus, it was also interesting to travel through you during the process. So these little videos, these challenges, it was also nice to look at it without having to analyze very deeply what were the inner reasons or whatever. It was just coherent as it was. Yes.
That's cool. Do you have any questions for me then?
Yes, yes. So let's go back a bit to the trip and beyond. So, first of all, you thought it in a way you thought it. Did it happen anything that was completely out of your expectations, either positively or negatively?
Yeah. So yeah, what I found something that I didn't expect from during this travel was that I would engage with people so much.
Unknown people.
Yeah, strangers. So I didn't expect that. For instance, I would start talking to people about this, let's say, the cause and all this stuff during the travel. But at a given moment, when I was saying the campings or I had a chat, it was just coming out. You know, I was telling to people, oh, you know, I'm doing that for that and that, and what I found also amazing is that some people felt also the need to contribute.
Mm.
And very little or even much more, but they felt like contributing. So this I didn't expect. I had not planned for that.
A negative, unexpected event or situation?
Yeah, so negative, I didn't really have anything especially negative. Maybe the only thing that was a little bit not expected was the last day coming into Lisbon. It was really very dangerous, and I had not planned for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I learned my lesson never to do it again. But I didn't have any negative experience during this stuff.
You seem to have had plenty of positives, and what would you call the most positive experience or event, or that comes to mind as more striking or more impressive or more reminding of?
Yeah, so again, I think it was the experience I had with people that opened up and they shared their stories with me.
Mm.
This was the highlight of the travel. Of course, also the fact that I could experience the landscape in a different way. So through the sun, the rain, all the different weather conditions. The exhaustion, let's say, to some extent, the physical exhaustion, all this made it really memorable.
Did it teach you anything about nature, about your material needs? Did it change in any way your behavior, either towards nature or towards what you think you need?
Yeah, definitely, because, for instance, what I realized, I felt also better with my body, during the travel.
Before the interruption, I was asking you about the changes in weather conditions. One, how you felt them. Two, what do you think about them and how normal they were, in a way?
Yeah, so that's a great question, because this was also one of the highlights of the journey, in the sense that I loved to experience the different weather conditions. I made some clips about that. So we moved from windy, rainy, cold to overheated for several weeks. So this actually taught me something that I knew also partially, but I felt it much more under my skin, is that you need to accept the conditions.
Mm.
And this is also what other cyclists have told me, or that I met during the journey, that you learn to adapt and accept the weather conditions as they are.
Mm.
You don't try, you live with that. And this is really this requires some effort because you need to accept, for instance, that you will be wet the whole day and that your clothes will dry on you, or that you will be sweating the whole day and that your clothes will dry on you. And this is not so regular, but by learning that, you feel more in balance with nature, you know. And so this was really lovely from a given perspective. Yeah.
This is one level. There is an additional level, and yes, when you are into it, you have to adapt, to accept and adapt in order to survive. But the fact is that it is in July, and you were passing from places that after you passed there was a flooding that killed people, or you passed from here and it was overheated, and after you passed there was a big fire. So, and this is getting me to my professional life in a way that we are facing extremes that are increasing and are more dangerous than they used to be.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think there we cannot just be passive about it and fatalistic. So there is some human element of driving these extremes and changing, and it will be progressively more dangerous. So
True.
what we will do about it, it's another issue, but at least we have to recognize it.
Absolutely, and also I can testify that I spoke with everyone on the path here. So I spoke with the French in France, with the Spanish, and everybody was saying that this is not normal, and everybody was recognizing that it's human driven. So everybody knows that we are on the wrong path. That's for sure. But you're right. There is something that is going very wrong with nature at this moment. Yes.
So, other than that, you have arrived here, and there was a personal element of pleasure to see that you would make it and we would stay for some days together. Although all your trip has a dimension of public image, which is not so. This is the thing I had to accept to be part of the public image, but it's also personal pleasure to have you here to finish it off. But you came in the process of something, so I cannot escape asking you as well. Okay, now it's getting to an end, and you are taking the plane back. And you will have to settle back to normal action. Before we get there, yes. How difficult it is after 40 days of non-urban life to progress, come back to a routine that is more urban, more city-driven, more compartmented. Is it difficult?
Yeah, it is, because one of my, let's say, visions every day is to put my chair under a tree and just look at the nature. So this is not my regular activity, actually. It's something you get stuck in your mind. You want to be more close to nature. You learn to be very close to nature, and I think this is something I will miss.
You had another very nice picture of the bike by a haystack in a very open space. I don't think it must have been Spain, probably. Yes. And I don't know, for some reason I really liked it. So you could see that human was close by, and it was a dull, monotonous, but it was beautiful. So there must have been very many beautiful moments.
Yeah. Actually, that's the funny thing. It looks like dull, but it's full with something happening. Nature is never empty completely. And I think this is what kept me also company during this travel. The different landscapes, and also this kind of presence in emptiness.
So you didn't feel lonely?
No, not at all. No, of course I was connected also through the internet, but under the tree or within a garden like this, no.
So, and to finish off, so okay, you go back, and you have to do your daily routines again. What would be the first thing to do that would go outside of this routine in a way linked to things that happen in these 40 days. Or connected or whatever, or corollary or consequence of.
Yeah, for this I don't have an answer right now. I think let's go to the next
Fair
question.
enough. There's no next question.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, man.